This is my story, my personal hell, my deliverance, my testimony of the grace of Jesus. It begins with years of back pain and medication that only increased, resulting in back surgery, more heavy meds. I was sinking into incoherence, only to have to return 2 weeks later for another back surgery, more heavy meds. By this time, my mind, my body did not belong to me. I couldn't walk, couldn't go to the restroom or bathe without assistance. I was in acute pain from surgery and nerve damage to my legs. Within a few short months, I was barely 100 pounds. I was taken to the ER by ambulance because I was slowly dying, barely breathing. The ER assumed my condition was caused by suicidal efforts. Not the case at all. They sent me to a behavioral hospital. This is when I became aware of my fight in spiritual hell. Being put away in a total lockdown facility with mentally disturbed people is very terrifying and lonely. After being released, now just 2.5 weeks after surgery, I was flown to California to a rehab. My mind was a little clearer now and more aware of the spiritual warfare I was in. Satan had tried to take my life. My God had saved me. During my 3 weeks there, I had to stay in the Word. It was the only way I could cope. The things I heard and saw were overwhelming. I started getting worse because of the meds they had me on and having panic attacks from hell. I returned home and experienced the cold turkey withdrawal from 4 prescriptions. I cannot put into words the suffering I was in. My family loaded me in the back seat and drove me to another rehab. I was in the withdrawal department for 16 days, then moved to a house with the other girls. I was still in excruciating pain in my legs and had very little sleep. I was alone most of the time, excluded, or me choosing not to be a part. I cried a lot from heartache, loneliness, regret, shame, and pain. I cried out to God continuously. I was in a place where I had to make a stand. I had to stay strong. Walking with Jesus, trusting and pleasing Him was more important. I was the oldest person in both rehabs, and God allowed me to see a glimpse of how lost and deceived this generation is. But then I saw doors open. Some of the girls were coming to me alone for answers and advice. I was humbled and glad that they had seen my little light shining. My God is my refuge in very present trouble. I'm so grateful for my family's love and prayers, for the strength behind me from my loving husband, the strength of my kids believing in me, my friends that worried and prayed. When they were sending me to the last place, I told my daughter, "I don't think I can do this." She looked at me and said, "Mom, you raised 2 very strong women. You couldn't have done that if you weren't strong yourself." I am a blessed woman. Today, I have been given a new life. I try to enjoy every minute and take one day at a time. I missed out on so much before. Being with my family brings me joy beyond measure. I don't understand the why, but I know that God's ways are higher and His love is greater. My lifeline song was Even If. I sang, "I know the sorrow, I know the hurt, would all go away if you just say the word. But even if you don't, my hope is in you. It is well with my soul."
Oh, give me the strength to be able to sing. It is well with my soul. I know you're able and I know you can save through the fire with your mighty hand. But even if you don't, my hope is in you alone. I know the sorrow and I know the hurt would all go away my days. Jesus, I will cling to you, come what may, 'cause I know you're able.